Hey, yo, Jay, can we get some ratchet one time?
Look, I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the stop, I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peace, you gon' see the flex when you hear these writtens. Trust me, you know the difference. I got a long ways to climb before you see a slippage. I see the process and the journey I'm supposed to be, but perplexed, cause I don't really see nobody close to me. Hopefully this ain't wasted and I know it ain't. You gotta take the time for seasoning to marinate. You need the patience and the pressure just to detonate. I'm trying to blow up and these heathens need to get it straight. Gifted with a vision and precision, I'm just trying to make it high key. Might be breaking free like I was Zion in some Nikes. Tucked at the crib, bro, you know just where to find me. Making beats and spitting crack verses pretty likely. Yeah, socks with the burst, boy, I ain't changed a bit. Normal guy till I die, you know what it is. You probably thought I'd give up now that I got some kids, but really now I got these arrows aiming at your ribs. I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the stop, I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peas. Hey, please be on the notice, these my motives. About my chicken and its rotis. You parsimonious, you take it all cause you a locust. My focus is to grow this mission. A visionary, get a dictionary. We here off the rip and we ain't sharing, we just caring. Let me speak it to the manager. We damage her, no you ain't messing with an amateur. I'm ramming, the competition, they ain't standing up. They fanning from left to right cause now they branded us. Now who that is? Mike Jones, they ain't want me now, they all on me. Got counterfeits trying to play me, I guess they thinking I'm Sony. These big head dummies showing up and out of their character. Homie, you need a price cause without it the squad ain't hearing you. Top of that, we ain't fearing yet. We swinging for the fences with the sting of a left hook that connects with Sonny Liston. I'm dismissing any and all of the disrespect. Nonetheless, it ain't a threat, I'm just letting y'all know who's next. I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the stop, I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peas, you gon' see the...
What's next for me, Joe? I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the f is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Space shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, though they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test, now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, don't know what is in me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up from my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah. Phone started jumping, what a day. Swear to God I need it, now I can't afford to wait. I just had a fan hit me up from Kuwait. Told him this would happen and we not a minute late. Seen them down bad, now they tryna hate. Same ones try to hit me for the raise. Got a meal, now they coming with a blaze. Check the numbers, fam, I swear I'm getting paid. I'm a Don just like the Perrier. It's one time time when I'm looking at her face. On the low, like I'm pushing up the bass. Told him come down and I'll meet him at a gate. Got a check and I bought myself a place. They get some money and they blow it on bait. I don't flex, but I'm pushing all the weight. Told them all, I swear I got it's what it takes. Phone started jumping, what a day. Swear to God I need it now, I can't afford to wait. I just had a fan hit me up from Kuwait. Told him this would happen and we not a minute late.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like. Yeah, you about to see me on demand like. You know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On the road, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Mafia, it looks like we got a little bit of a bounce on Bitcoin here. As you guys know, last night on the live stream, we were looking for a potential bounce back into our local volume profile, and we were looking at some very specific signals to continue our push to the upside, targeting that local POC, which we have now come up and tapped. Are we going to be able to break above this level and get a bigger move to higher prices, guys? Or are we going to see the dump of a lifetime come in here, guys? We're going to take a look at the higher time frames. We'll take a look at those local levels. I'm going to talk to you guys about how I am handling this price action as far as the trades go. What is going on in chat right now? Hang on one second. Oh, no, yo, hey, yo, shout out to Golden. Hang on, let me confirm this. Oh, my God, shout out to Golden, yo. Let's get it. Shout out to Golden for gifting those 50 Frankie Candles memberships. Let's get it. Unbelievable. Golden dropping those 50 Frankie Candles memberships. If you just got a membership, guys, go ahead to your emojis and drop that beautiful golden emoji, and let's see that beautiful golden waterfall. Not a golden shower, guys. It's a golden waterfall. Those are two different things. A golden waterfall is the emojis. I'm not sure what the showers are about, but I don't know. Every time I say it, everyone gives me a weird look through the chat. I can feel you guys staring at me weird when I bring up the showers, but it's a waterfall. So drop those golden emojis in the chat if you just got a membership, and drop Golden some love in the chat. Thank you so much for doing that, Golden. Tony D. Let's match Golden. Let's match Golden. Drop 50 more memberships on the Candle Mafia right now. It's Friday. I'm feeling good. And if you guys smash that like button and we get 1,000 likes on tonight's stream, we're going to add $100 in Solana to tonight's giveaway. I don't think we hit a like goal this week, but if we hit it tonight, we'll drop $100 in Solana. to one CandleMafia member, one lucky CandleMafia member. We also have some Cardano to give away, and I guess we're going to drop 50 memberships as well. So shout out to Golden, baby, spreading the love, and shout out to everybody in the chat. We got Only You. We got Your Mind. Shout out to Your Mind. Good to see you in here. We got K Diggity Nirvana. We got Tungan. Wait, hang on one second. Tungan Crypto. Shout out to you, bro. Hopefully I didn't say that wrong. I think Tongan. I don't know how to say that, bro. I apologize, but he said Golden, you're definitely going to heaven. I would agree with that. Shout out to Golden. We got Jesse in the chat pushing those likes, baby, guys. Let's go ahead and get 200 likes before we start the live stream here, guys. I think we can do it. Let's see. We got Ash in the chat. Good to see you in here, bro. Welcome in. We got Cuz I Can Bump It, or Koozie Can, as I like to call him, guys. And I got the Super U today, which is a yellow liquid. So, you know, when Golden gifts those memberships, it does get a little weird drinking this yellow liquid. But shout out to Super U. We're going to take a sip of this. We're going to get hyped tonight. I'm already feeling froggy. Let's go. As Bitcoin's getting that little bounce to the upside. Shout out to Antonio said, I don't even know how the member thing works. You got to turn on your gifting. It's a setting in YouTube. You have to make sure your membership gifting is enabled, and then you should be able to get that. Shout out to Grassy Bacon. What is going on, bro? Welcome in. We got Carlos S. Todd. Tony D said super chat. Shout out to Tony D. Thank you for the super chat. He said, Monday, January 13th is the channel's anniversary. Can we bring back OG beats? Crypto Billy said, heck yeah. Old days for OG. Shout out to Tony D and Crypto Billy. Yes, we will. Maybe we'll bring back some old beats. Shout out to the old beats.
Hey, yo, Jay, can we get some Ratchet one time?
Shout out to the old beats. Yeah, maybe we'll bring the old intro song in here. But yeah, shout out to everybody in the chat. Tony D, I think you probably already heard me, but if you didn't, drop those memberships for the Mafia. And without further ado, shout out to Ramza and CQ. Can you gift me? Shout out to CQ. You just got to make sure that you have your gifted memberships enabled. We should start doing maybe some members-only content and just drop some like secret sauce for the members. That way you guys will have more than just special emojis. But guys, we got a lot to look at here on Bitcoin. Are we going to get the bigger drop to the downside? Are we going to get a bounce back up to our value area high, which is currently sitting at $98,500? I'm going to talk about what I'm expecting here. Are we getting out of the woods just yet? Was this a bounce enough to get us out of the woods for that lower high to come in at 102K before the bigger breakdown potentially to $80,000? We're going to break it all down on tonight's live stream, so don't miss it. Let's get into the charts. Let's get into it. All right, let's see here. Bada boom, bada bing. There we go. There we go. Shout out to Frankie Candles. Thank you for giving those memberships. We're going to drop that jackpot, baby. Let's go. We're hyped tonight. We already got 100 new members. Drop that golden emoji. Or actually, drop the candles. Thank you to Frankie Candles. Whoever that guy is in the chat, giving those 50 Frankie Candles memberships. Yeah, drop those candles in the chat for Frankie Candles. And Jesse, thank you for the super chat, says, not financial advice, but smash that like button, fam. If we get 1,000 likes, we will be giving away $100 in Solana. And thank you to Jesse for being the like police out there, pushing those likes in the chat. But guys, let's dive into the charts. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to hide this stuff right here. We're going to go ahead and hide this. We're going to hide the local range. And I don't know why that volume profile keeps disappearing off of that local range. I don't know why that keeps happening. But let's go ahead and jump in here. We're going to take a look at the daily time frame. We're going to break things down. Now, obviously, you guys know, we've been looking at this somewhat of a head and shoulders pattern here, with that right shoulder forming at a very key level of resistance, which is our macro golden pocket retracement when pulled from the high to the current low. And this is, I did update this. Actually, no, I should update this, right? This is now... technically, it was this fid that we rejected, though, right? So we came up to $102,000. We did get bearish confirmations at that value area. Golden pocket before getting that bigger drop to the downside. And this is still technically, guys, a bearish pattern. Now, we looked at this yesterday. I'm not gonna go through the whole rigmarole, but as you know, if this does wind up breaking down as a head and shoulders, we do have a technical target dragging us down to about 80,000, almost down to about like $77,000. The technical target or measured move of this head and shoulders does potentially bring us down there. But as you guys know, I do not trade patterns. I really just look at this as a way to describe price action. So typically when we do see this, it is a bearish pattern. They do break down more than they break up. However, it doesn't guarantee we get that move down. But I do just want to say, we do have potential of potentially getting another move down here, not just based off the head and shoulders, but based off some of the other things we have on the chart as well. So just want to kind of, this is where we're at right now in the higher time frames. In my opinion, is the low here, right? I think the thumbnail said, is the bottom in? And I want to break that down with you guys and kind of the probabilities of the low coming in here. But I do just want to point out, head and shoulders still out here. If we pull up Market Cypher B, our daily money flow is still continuing to the downside. Now, this is something that we have to keep an eye on. However, as we know, in a bull market, the money flow does like to spend a lot more time in the green than the red. And you can see in bull markets, oftentimes, money flow will fake out into the red right? Come back into the green, fake out almost into the red here, come back into the green, and so on and so forth, right? And then eventually we finally come into the red before the big spill to the downside. However, so from a binary perspective, this money flow coming to the downside is technically, it is trending down. That is technically a bearish signal, but, we kind of have to take that with a grain of salt in a bull market, right? So with that being said, let me pull up some of these main levels here. And this is our major volume profile that we've been looking at for quite some time. Now, if we do get the bigger drop to the downside, guys, I will say, right, because we put that lower high in at that golden pocket, our next key level to the downside is simply going to be still sitting here at the value area low with the confluence of a 786 and a daily horizontal level sitting between about $90,800 and $89,847. So really the grand context of things right now is if we were, and I'm going to bring up the lower time frames here, we'll bring up the local context as well, but at the end of the day, guys, we do have to be somewhat careful here, right? Because if we are going to continue to move to the downside, we do have this nice level of support down here at the macro value area low. We deviated above the value area high. We got sucked back into the range, down to the POC, reject the POC. We look to start our journey to that value area low, right? Those journeys are not gonna, those journeys are gonna have little pullbacks, potential retracements, and oftentimes, sometimes you do get a move like straight up to the POC and the value area high. Oftentimes you do see that. However, a lot of the time it really is a kind of messy journey, right? So just keep that in mind, right? So our key levels down below remain exactly the same. We get down to this value area low. I am going to be interested in potential long positions. If we get stuck underneath here, I will be looking down towards that daily at about $87,300. And then once we start losing this level, guys, I'm not going to spend too much time on the higher time frames here just because we've been covering this for quite some time, right? We've been looking at this, on every single live stream, for the past week, right? But if we start losing these support levels, next level below us is going to be the daily at $87,347, in which case, if we cannot hold that, we are going to come down to a very, very key level of support sitting down here. You see it right here, macro range low. If we lose this wick at $85,000, guys, we are likely, now if we pull up our VPVR, which is another thing that we've been looking at, let me actually turn off these levels. Value area high, value area low, POC, take them off the chart. Now, if we look at this, guys, I would say this, right? If we come down, we hit that daily. If we don't start bouncing off this daily, right? And again, likely it's going to be very confusing and annoying. We'll probably get a bounce here, back to the value area low, maybe wick up and then come back down. It's probably going to be very confusing, but if we lose that value area low and we lose this daily level, guys, this level here at $85,212 is absolutely key. And the reason for that is because we zoom out here just a little bit. If we lose this, lose the daily, once we come down below here, guys, and I'll be honest, like between about $85,200 and even this daily at about $87,000, you guys can see we do have this volume gap that we've been looking at for quite some time, starting at that daily. Once you lose that daily, probably going to be a quick move through that value area, through this volume gap into that range low, right? This is not a value area level. This is just the low of where we got our first big move up, put in a higher low, got the bigger move up, right? So when we look at this from a volume profile perspective, once you start losing that daily, this volume gap does open up and really doesn't pick up significant support until we get down to the bottom of this next support zone, right? Where we have the golden pocket. We also have two daily naked points of controls. The bottom right here, you can barely see it, is a daily naked point of control, and you can see that volume gap does lead down there. So if we start losing this key level, the daily at 87,340, is absolutely pinnacle, right? Like we need to hold this level. If not, we're probably going to start that quick drop to the downside. And more specifically, once you lose this range low, guys, quick move up oftentimes can lead to a very fast move to the downside. And this whole gap kind of leads us, we do have a little bit of a pickup on volume down here at the daily naked point of control at about $79,800, basically $80,000. But here's the thing. Once we break this level, not only do we have the low volume gap, but we likely have a lot of liquidity sitting down there, which is probably going to add to the aggressiveness of that flash crash to the downside. So this is oh my God, please, for the love of God, let's hold this level, because if we don't, we are probably, even this daily, like this whole kind of zone, we could see things start to get moving very quickly. Quick move up oftentimes lead to a quick move down. And to be quite honest with you guys, if we look at this volume profile, sure, really we have all of our volume up here. The volume gap really starts underneath this daily, and you can see we have a little tick up in volume just below that range low. But for the most part, the next significant spike in volume is, I guess, down here at the daily naked point of control. But really, It's that daily naked at about 79.8 all the way down to this daily naked and 786 retracement at about 75K, 76 to 75K, where we have another pickup in significant volume. So I don't want to scare anybody, right, if we lose those levels, but I will just say, looking at the chart here, like even if we just take off our TA and we just look at the volume profiles, right, we know that price does not stick around in these low volume gaps very much, right? Like we typically fly through them, right? Low volume gap is created. Once we lose this range low, we're going to break into this low volume gap. And in my opinion, the next significant node is sitting at about 79.8. Once we lose that, you're probably coming down closer to that next zone at about 76.5. Now, there is significant support down here. If we pull our levels back up, that first zone we just looked at, golden pocket, daily naked point of controls, 786 and daily naked point of control as well. And on top of this, you also have your anchored VWAP, right? This second zone also has the addition of the support here on that anchored VWAP. So these are definitely very strong levels of support, but that's what we have down below. And again, that is supported, not just the key levels down below, but where we can really start to see that dump pick up aggression, right? Everyone's going to get very scared here. Oh, my God, what's happening? This is the top of the bull market. We're going to zero. Oh, my God, what's happening? Everyone's scared. But if you have an idea of where those volume gaps are and where that support picks back up, you could kind of remove the emotions from that dump, and you're just looking at this like, well, hey, we're dropping through that low volume gap. We lost the key level here, which is the range low. We're probably going to get those liquidations to come in. Things might get a little scary right now, but I'm going to see if we could stick our next key level of support. So this is kind of what we've been looking at for quite some time, guys. So I'm going to wrap up the longer-term kind of support levels right there. Mark these levels on your chart, guys, because if we do break down, these are going to come in handy, right? Because, again, you want to be prepared with the levels down below. Now, when we zoom into the lower time frames here, shout out to Alt. Shout out to Alt, right? Says 77K Bitcoin incoming. I mean, hey, we got the key level down there. We got the key level down there, and I will say, guys, everybody gets scared. Oh, my God, we're getting the pullback. The bull market's over. I say this every single live stream, guys. People who are super panicking right now, again, I will say, it's not impossible that 108K was the top. But in my opinion, I don't fall in that camp right now. I do not think the top is in. I do think we're going to see new all-time highs. But again, this doesn't mean that we can't get more downside, right? I say this, right? This, 108K might not be the top. It's probably not the top. And then we get a crash down to 80K or maybe 75K. And people are like, what the heck, Frankie? I thought the top wasn't in. And it's like, you got to take a deep breath, right? You got to take a deep breath. We are in a bull market, right? This is still a higher time frame. We are in a massive bull market here. And I do honestly think we're probably a little further along than people realize. But this is an uptrend, right? Like nothing really that crazy has happened here. Bitcoin is going sideways. When you see people panicking about, oh, my God, we're dumping, right? Like Bitcoin's going sideways here. From a chart perspective, like anyone's like, oh, my God, I'm so scared we're dumping. Again, doesn't mean it can't get worse. But, from a chart perspective, like nothing crazy is happening here. We're just going sideways. And again, when we pull up that key level of that $80,000 golden pocket anchored VWAP, even if we got to crash down here, guys, this would be a healthy correction in my opinion. We see between 25 and 30% corrections in bull markets all the time. It's not that bad, right? So, listen, if the bottom's in at 15%, that's great. I would love that to be the case. But again, if we start breaking down, just remember, the volume profiles would call for a very, very scary and quick move to the downside. This reminds me of back here when we had a large volume cap all the way down here to about 51K. We had a zone down here between 51 to 52K forever. And we front ran it. Everyone's like, Frankie, why? Not everybody, but some of the people, a lot of people who just want to go up in a straight line are just like, why is this guy looking at 51 to 52K? Things never going back down to 51K. What happens, right? We knew once we lost this high volume node, right, which is very similar to what we're looking at right now. You lose this high volume node. We even talked about it. Hey guys, if we do wind up getting a big dump, I want you guys to understand the context of it so you don't get scared. If we lose this high volume node and we break this level here at about 55K, that's where things can get very aggressive to the downside. But I want you guys to realize that not only do we have support down between 51 and 52K, but the reason that fast move is happening is because you're falling through the low volume gap. Right? It's very similar here. We lose this high volume node. Very simply put, come on, let me readjust the volume here. Right? We start losing. Come on. There we go. We lose this high volume node. Pretty big gap down to at least $82,000 to $80,000, and we'll reassess the situation when we get there. So, with that being said, that's what I'm looking at long term. All remains the same. That's what we're looking at, right? Taking a look at our 2-day, right? Our 2-day red dot is printing still with a blood diamond, right? Again, these do cause pretty big dumps on Bitcoin. Now, they are not 100%. I could probably find one here that didn't really play out. Let's see here. Again, it's definitely a bearish signal, but you can see here we just got a little push down, and then we came back up. Granted, we did continue a large downtrend, but you can just see here. You find any of these blood diamonds, typically not the best sign for Bitcoin. We got a little, blood diamond prints here. All right, even this one wound up giving you, 8% dump. Double blood diamond here give you the nice dip to 29%. So again, doesn't mean it has to dump 29% or what has happened in the past, but these are typically pretty bearish signals, right? And we are printing one here. So we'll see what happens. If this plays out, again, there is room to come to the downside here, and again, I would not be panicking. But let's pull up the lower time frames, guys. I want to dig into this local range. We'll get rid of market cipher A for now just to clean up the chart. And yeah, let's take a look here. Let's come up to, say, the 4 hour. Actually, no, let's come up to the 1 hour. Pull up those local volume profiles, right? And again, main range. I'm going to turn off these daily nakeds just to clean the chart up a bit. Hide that Fibonacci. Actually, I can delete this. So this is our main range, right? Value area low and daily sitting in the $90,000 89.7 zone. POC at 97,350. This is going to be a key level to watch. I'm going to tell you why in just a minute. Then we have the value area high coming in at $100,800 or $100,731. That's our major range, right? We come down here. I'm looking for longs. We come up here. Well, I have a specific thing that I'm looking for up here. Maybe we'll touch on it a little bit deeper into the stream. But taking off the main range, let's go local time frames, lower time frames, and talk about what we're seeing here. Now, everybody look behind you. Everybody look behind you. I'm going to go off camera for a second. I promise you I'm not doing anything weird with any kind of inhaler device or anything like that. A lot of people think I have an inhaler, but I don't. But anyway. Anyway, let's continue on here. Let me just check on chat, and then we'll go into the local time frames here. Let's see. Shout out to Antonio, said, Frankie Candles, when you scalp, do you then mean from POC to value area high and swing is top, bottom of the range, or do you scalp 1 to 5 minute? I really struggle with how and when to enter the trade and over trading. Shout out to Antonio's. I was actually talking to the premium Discord earlier today about how there is a direct correlation between the amount of money that I make trading and the amount of trades that I take, right? I used to overtrade. I always wanted to get my hands dirty. I wanted to get in. I wanted to buy. I wanted to sell, right? I wanted to actively trade, right? Now, it's not that you can't do that. We do this in the premium Discord all the time, whether it's little scalp trades or day trades or swing trades, whatever it is. But if you're new, I wouldn't recommend going straight for like micro scalping, right? This is like the hardest type of trading to get into as a beginner. And I mean that, right? Like when you become more picky with your trades and you actually start to build up some patience to wait for your key levels to get hit in order to take a high probability trade, this is, again, I'm not saying this is what made me start to make money trading, but there is a direct correlation to the amount of trades I used to take where I was losing money and the amount of trades I take now where I'm making money. Right? There's a lot less trades being taken because I'm taking fewer but higher quality positions. Now, it doesn't mean that we don't scalp the lower time frames, but for the most part, for the big trades, they are farther and fewer between, but they're a much higher probability, and they give you much bigger moves to the downside, right? If you're scalping a low time frame, you're oftentimes trading a lot of weird noise, right? And when it comes to trading, I always say this. Trading is a game of trapping, not a game of hunting. You want to set your key levels, the confluent areas where you know there's a high probability of a reaction, sit on your hands, wait for those levels to get hit, and then you look for your confirmations to enter. Now, we go over the specific confirmations that I look for to enter, and we give the trade setups in the premium Discord. If anybody's interested in checking that out, it is in the link in the description down below. But there's a million different entry signals you can look for. We have a ton of stuff in the beginner series to help you guys understand what I start to look for when I come into a key level. But I would recommend starting off with more of like at least like start off swing trading, right? Or just start demo trading. I don't recommend getting into micro scalping as a beginner. So hopefully it helps you out, bro. And when it comes to the volume profiles, typically, I'll even show you in this example right here. Now, yesterday on the live stream, we were taking a look at these key levels. These are the local levels that I'm going to be watching. Whoops, let me pull this, I believe, to here. Where did I get this range? Where is this range pulled from? I think it's right here. For the breakdown. Dang, where is this range finally pulled from? Oh, it's pulled right there. Okay, so let me just try to get this exact. Come on, give it to me. All right, well, We'll just pull to here, right? Okay, they're close enough. But this is our local range, right? Now, we did actually, speaking of volume profile trades, yesterday, right, we were looking at this, and I talked about the long position that I took, and I actually took this up to a local golden pocket for a partial TP and then wound up closing the whole position by accident. But the idea here was that, when we look at the volume profiles, we only trade the extremities of the profile, right? We wait for price to either be below the value area low or above the value area high, right? Because when you're under that value area low, this is considered an undervalued asset based off of the relative price action, right? So you wait to come to the extreme low or the extreme high. This is where you're looking for longs. This is where you're looking for shorts. When I take a trade based off the volume profile, I won't even go over these, but I will go over this current one, right? So for this example, again, I'm not still holding this. I already closed this position in full. But, when I take a position like this, which was based off of a swing failure pattern, of this local low here, right? Bada boom, right? We wick down below. We closed above. You get the SFP on the 1 hour. But the idea here is, hey, you enter below the volume profile. Again, this is undervalued, at least relative to the current price action, right, or the relative to the recent price action. Your fair value is inside your volume profile. Anything above is overvalued. Anything below is undervalued. That's why we look for shorts and longs at the low, right? Shorts at the highs, longs at the low. So we look for our entries down here. If you can get some confirmation, for this one was an SFP, right? And then you look, depending on where you get in, oftentimes we're either in at the deviation below, or even if you entered on the reclaim of the value area low, for the most part, it depends, right? If you enter below, like in this case, when we are this far away, right? So you had a whole 3.23% move up to the value area low. I would treat this as a take profit one. For me personally, I took profit out of local golden pocket, so it was a little lower than this. But in this case, if you get in below the low, the idea is that you're oversold, right, or undervalued. We know the fair value is inside of the value area, so we're looking to buy it undervalued and then ride it back into the fair value, more specifically towards the POC of the range, which was sitting right here at $95,652. So for me, TP1 would be here, right, and then TP2 would be the POC, and then you look for TP3 at the value area high. If you enter, and the reason we look at that is because once we get above the value area low, we know it's more probable that we're going to go to the POC, flip the POC, and go to the high. Now, if you entered this trade at the value area low of the range, say, right, just for example, if you get in here, right, you're looking for POC being TP number 1, right, and then your TP2 is the value area high. And this is the way we trade, right? It's the same thing back here. I talked about this the other day. We had a short setup from here on the deviation above the high on Christmas Eve before going to the POC, and then back to the value area low. Then we deviated here, took this in the premium Discord for a massive move up to 102K, right? And then we wound up getting the rip back into the range, back down to low, and then you're just simply undervalued here. And this is how we trade the volume profiles. And it's such a high probability situation because the volume profile gives you a clear guide on what is most probable to happen next. Because once you hold the low, you know you're likely going to go to the POC. Once you flip the POC, you know you're likely to go to the value area high. But the idea here is that you're just selling the overvalued asset and buying the undervalued asset back into the fair value. Again, more specifically to the POC. That's why the POC is always take profit number 1. Because you don't know. You can reject the POC, right? So you want to take profit here, move your stop loss to break even, and then at that point, you've locked in money, your stop loss is at break even, and if it does, which it's likely to do, go up to the value area high, you make some extra money, and if it stops you out, you get stopped out in profit. And then price ranges 80% of the time, right? More often than not, price is in a sideways range. And when you trade like this, looking for shorts at the highs, longs at the lows, shorts at the highs, longs at the lows, it doesn't matter. You're going to say to yourself, well, Frankie, it's not going to range around forever. And you're right. It's not. The other 20%, price is impulsing, right? So when we range around, whether we break down out of the range here, or we break up out of the range here, or we break down out of the range here, or up out of the range here, either way, we are locking in gains within the profile, and then when that winner winds up going, right, whether we break down or up, oftentimes we're in longs from the lows or shorts from the highs, right? So regardless of where this breaks out from, most of the time, we're in a position from the opposite end of the range. We play this volume profile to get those nice singles and doubles, those shorter term, small gains, and then when price does wind up breaking out in a big way, you're either in a short from the high or a long from the low. This is exactly how I talked about this earlier with the premium. This is exactly how I was able to catch my long from $40,000 and hold that winner as it ran up to 75K, right, or 74K. Turned $675 to over $12,000 on this move. And then I held it, And then Big X closed my position automatically because of KYC stuff, unfortunately. But I would still be holding that trade up until now. But I didn't know that 40K was going to be the absolute bottom before 75K, right? I was really just trading it in the context of this local volume profile. We deviated below the low, right? I'll even show you. We deviated below the low, right? Get back in. You look to go from the low to the POC, up to the high. I had profits taken, and then we let that winner run. And where was I? I was long from the tippy bottom. That's how we do it. You don't need to have 100% certainty on where price is going to go when you trade this way, right? Just make a little money up, little money down, and then when it breaks out, you have a huge trade, right? It's absolutely beautiful. But either way, these are the key levels, guys. Yesterday, we deviated below the low, took that long position. Unfortunately, closed it too early by accident. But let me actually get that trade back down, right? So, our job here now, yesterday what we were looking for specifically was the 15-minute money flow crossing over into the green, saying, hey, guys, if we're finally going to print our 4-hour green dot and we get that 15-minute money flow crossover, that is likely going to give us the continuation of the trend to the upside, which we indeed did get, right? You did get a little correction here. You did get this little spill to the downside. But what was it? It was simply to come down, retest that golden pocket 786 before getting the break of the highs. Now, what we're doing here, and that is one of the simplest strategies you can use, guys. The 4-hour green dot with the 15-minute money flow crossover. I was saying this earlier today. This used to be something I used to trade by itself. Before I used more advanced order flow strategies or a lot of the things that we look at now, liquidity concepts, volume profiles, I used to trade just based off this, and I caught some really, really nice trades. So if you're new, this simple strategy is a very, very good thing to look at. It's very easy to understand. It's very simple, and it's pretty high probability. I have a video on the channel. Shout out to the mods. If somebody could find that video, that tutorial on the channel and drop that link. Tony D, maybe you could drop that link. I would appreciate you. You'll be able to watch that and see how I actually look for those setups. But that's what happened, right? We were looking for that for the continuation. We got the continuation, little pullback into the golden pocket value area high, but because our money flows in the green, we are looking for lackluster pullbacks to put in higher lows and continue breaking structure to the upside, which we got. And where did we come into, guys? We came right into that local point of control, which is exactly where you would expect price to go once it gets above the value area low. You push into the POC, and now we've kind of just been correcting from here since earlier today, right? We kind of just come down, and we're wiggling around sideways here. But for the most part, if we are going to get, and I'm going to show you guys exactly what I'm looking for, this dang chair. Tony D, where's our chair? Can we get a chair update? I think it's in the mail. I think it might be in the mail. When we look at this, right? Hold above this value area low, $94,252. We stay above this level, we can go back to the POC. You flip this POC, the next two key targets are going to be sitting right here, 97,331, and then the next target is going to be sitting up here where we have a local golden pocket and the value area high sitting at 98,681. These are the next targets to the upside. Of course, technically the first one's at 95,652. But once you get above that, these are the next two major targets. In my opinion, if we get the fill of this range, which again, it doesn't guarantee it, but I just want to show you guys, right? Like every time we deviate, get above POC, get above value area high, right? So if we see this fill in full, I will say, when we pull our fib, from our high, from 102K, come on, give me that wick, baby. Give me that wick. Where'd it go? There we go. To the low, you see our golden pocket is confluent with that value area high. This is going to be a big zone of resistance to watch. So this is how I'm handling the price action, right? If I were still holding this long position, it would obviously look the way it looks, right? I'd be looking to hold this into the POC. I would already be TP1. In a general sense, I'd be TP1 out here, stop loss to break even or in profit. Once we flip this, I would look to take my final take profits at that value area high. Now, this main POC at 97,331, it's not often where you guys will see me look at a volume profile with two POCs. And the reason I have this is because this is our macro range point of control, right? Zooming out. It is the larger range point of control, right, of all this consolidation. That POC is sitting up here about 97.3, right? That's an important level to watch. That's why I have it marked out here on the local range as well, right? So we get above this POC. Technically, you do have this macro POC, right? But once you get above there, I'd be looking to come into the golden pocket. And if we're going to see that head and shoulders, right, if we're going to see that treacherous head and shoulders play out, if we're going to see that 2-day blood diamond give us a big move down, if we're going to lose these next key levels of resistance to get that low volume gap to give us the fast drops to 76 to 80K, then we have a high probability of putting that lower high in my opinion. Number one spot I would be looking at is, in my opinion, going to be this golden pocket value area high. And again, this POC is going to be important to look at as well, because if I take off these local levels and we pull up the main range, I'll just show you the context of that really quickly. Let's get rid of this. Actually, let me grab this and put it into the local range so it stopped deleting it. Bada boom, right? I will hide this. If we look at this, right, golden pocket doesn't quite get down to that POC, but I will just say we have a lot of liquidity sitting above this POC. So, and just to show the local range in the context here, right, that's the value area high, golden pocket confluence, but if I hide the local range, right, we have the golden pocket just above this POC. We have a lot of liquidity sitting above here, guys. So if we push up, we could potentially sweep that liquidity into the golden pocket. And this is an opportunity to look for a lower high to come in, right? This is somewhat of a zone of resistance. Golden pocket, macro POC. Let me see where this anchor VWAP comes in. Okay, that's not that bad. And let me just check this one real quick. Okay, yeah, so we do have an anchor VWAP there from the high. But, this liquidity sitting above this POC, we could sweep that liquidity into the golden pocket. And again, if we're going to look for lower highs to continue here and give us that bigger drop to the downside, have that head and shoulders play out, this is a high-risk area to potentially put that lower high in at, in my opinion. Just like this golden pocket was a high-risk area that we looked at for the lower high to come in at, we know those lower highs come in between the golden pocket 786. We don't know if it's going to be the golden pocket or the 786. That's why we look at both those levels as a zone. But this one wound up being the golden pocket. This one could wind up being the golden pocket as well. Right? And again, that is confluence with our local context. We naturally look for shorts at the value area high of the ranges, right? So, you might be looking at this being like, well, Frankie, I don't get it. You never trade the middle of the range. So why would you trade the middle of the range here? It's because of this specific context, right? It's because that main range POC golden pocket, if you look at it locally, is actually a beautiful setup on a push up into the value area high, right? Even if we deviate to the 786, this whole zone is a high risk area to put in a lower high if we're going to get the bigger drop to the downside, which is nice because if we get above that 786, we could say, well, hey, I think the next stop in that case is probably going to be closer to $104,000 to $105,000. That is your $100,286 is a big area of invalidation to see that bigger move up towards about $104,000 to $105K. But until then, I have to look at it in the context of this. We get all the way up here. I am looking for shorts once again. And then once we flip that 786, we could potentially take off where I'm not done looking for shorts, right? We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But locally, this is the local range, right? Maybe over this weekend, if we hold this range low, we could come up to about 98.8, maybe up into 100,300, right? Golden pocket 786, just looking at it in terms of the range. Right? And then long term, we'll see what happens. Maybe we get a crazy weekend to come in here. Hopefully not. Hopefully things could just kind of chill out or just, follow our plan here. But then if we get the bigger dump, we simply look at those higher time frame levels. 90,800 down to 89.7, 89.8. So there you go. That's what I'm looking at. All right, let's see here. Bada boom, bada bing. Frankie's saying 786. Shout out to Jets. Might be the only word that I say close to as many times as I do say value area high, POC value area low. All right, let's see. Smash that like button. We need 1,000 likes. Shout out to Nick Dunn. He said it, not me, guys. Smash that like button. We'll give away $100 in Solana if we get 1,000 likes on tonight's live stream. Shout out to Peter. Said, what happens first, BTC to $1 million or Frankie finally gets a new chair? Shout out to Peter. I can't bet on that. It would be insider betting. But yeah, let me know. Let me know in the chat what you guys think. Let's see. Where's the 4-hour red dot print? Shout out to Scotty the Bull. 4-hour red dot. Where does it print? Typically prints on Market Cipher B. But I will say, this VWAP's just above the zero line. Once this VWAP kind of rolls over, goes across over that zero line, that's where we'll get that red dot. And I will say, the way this 4-hour momentum wave looks, if we get that red dot and a significant pullback, may do something like this on Market Cipher B, which in my opinion would call for the lower low to come in at. I will be looking here for bounces, for sure. Right? So once that 4-hour red dot happens, if we start getting a stronger pullback, maybe we reject the POC of that local range that we just tapped, put in that lower low, this is where I'd be looking for the bounces. And the way this Market Cipher B momentum wave looks like it might want to come up and put in a higher low, which oftentimes does call for lower lows on price. So we'll see what happens. But that is typically where the 4-hour red dot prints. I don't know exactly what you were asking there, but hopefully that helps you out. All right, let's see. No junk needed for a while. Shout out to Nirvana. I'm not 100% sure what the context of that was. Let's see. Mark Dutch said, who's this Tyler dude? And why does he keep spamming? Shout out to Tyler Durden. Yo, let's go. Tyler Durden actually dropping that Bitcoin 2025 Outlook video. Go ahead and check that out. That is going to be the video for today's giveaway. If we hit 1,000 likes, well, we're going to be giving away Cardano, but if we get 1,000 likes, we'll be giving $100 in Solana away as well. And you got to leave a like and a comment on that video to enter. So go check that out. Let's see. Shout out to Caroline. Thank you for the super chat. Says, Tima is in the green now, ready to blast off. Can you check it? Shout out to Caroline. Yes, I will take a look at Tima for you. No problemo. Quick reminder, guys. Super chats do not guarantee we look at your coin. You do not have to super chat to request an altcoin. But speaking of requesting altcoins, guys, drop your favorite altcoins in the chat. I will write down Tima here, and hopefully we could get to that for you. I will try my best. But drop those altcoins in the chat. I'm going to take a look at Ethereum. We'll take a look at Solana. And then Rob, if Rob is here, if not, maybe one of the other mods can drop that altcoin list, but spam those altcoins in the chat, and either Chemistry Bro, Darren Delsings, Drop the Crypto Stomp, Crypto Billy, Crypto Anon, Captain Kirk, did I say Chemistry Bro? One of our mods, Tyler Durden, one of our mods, will make that list so we can start looking at them. All right, let's see. Shout out to Mike Ramirez. Said, Frankie, can you show us what the premium Discord looks like? Yes, I absolutely can do that. I'm going to pull my face up real quick because I don't want to leak any information. That wouldn't be fair for the people who pay. I don't know what I have up here, so I don't want to leak any exclusive content. But I will try to, what I will do is, I'll actually talk about, let me pull this up here, right? So this is the premium Discord, right? We have multiple channels in here. This is the Scalp TA channel. My premium Discord, guys, is not a signals group. I will not just tell you, hey, buy right now, hey, sell right now. This does not work long term. It does not turn profitable traders. If it was as easy, I say this all the time, if it was as easy as just having someone tell you when to buy and sell, if you could be a profitable trader like that, there would be way more than 1% of traders who make money, right? You have to think, is it too good to be true? Like, hey, if I just sign up for this Discord and they tell me when to buy and sell, couldn't I just sit on the couch all day and wait for the messages to come in and make $1 billion? Well, if they worked, that would be the case, right? Now, I'm not hating on signals groups. You'll get lucky once in a while, but the way I like to do it is I share my personal setups, right? The trade setups that I'm actually looking at. So for this long position, right, that I just showed on this local profile, right, what we look for is we like to set those levels. This was actually an urgent update for this one. But typically what I do is I will put what I am looking for price to do, right? Like in this example, I'm saying, hey, if we come down to this golden pocket 786 retracement, we're going to be looking for long positions with these specific confirmations that we want to see, right? So it's an if this, then that. If price comes down here and I see these entry triggers, I will take the position, and this is the route I think price will go. I'll be taking profit here, or whatever, right? So for this example, this one was a little bit more urgent. That's why I went to this. This is why I went here. But this is a good example, right? Because this one, say on the way down to our next key levels, we do have a swing failure level. We did come down and take some liquidity below where I shared the actual chart, right? This isn't just like guessing price is going to bounce and telling everybody to buy, right? That's not how this works. We have specific things we look for. Hey guys, price came down, scooped some liquidity. We grabbed it, right? We had an SFP wick sitting right here. Price wicked down, and we were looking for that SFP for a potential long position. This is where I closed my position for an aggressive take profit. And I meant to take a partial TP, but wound up closing the whole trade, unfortunately. But we took that liquidity, right? I'm still expecting a bigger move down towards about 90,800, but we may look for this SFP for a quick scalp long. Quick take profit at the Fibonacci retracement and moving my stop loss to the entry very, very quickly. Looking for the 45-minute, 1-hour SFP. Super low risk on this one, tight stop, right? And then we say, hey, we get the wick down below, candle closure above. That's the SFP. This is where I took that entry. And then it winds up coming up, right? I don't know. Oh, yeah, this is just a GIF. Just like main plan remains the same. Don't chase this, right? We were just catching those knives. But this is really what we look for in the premium Discord, right? I'm very active in here. We look for what price is going to do before it happens, confirmations we're looking for, and I give you the predetermined trade setups, right? Sometimes they're urgent, like, hey, guys, I'm going to take a trade right now. But more often than not, we have, I actually show you what we want price to do. Like when price came up to $102,000, said, hey guys, macro resistance level here. This could be where we put the lower high in between 102,000 and 104,000. This is where we're looking for the next short setup. And what happens, right? We simply come up, we put that lower high in right on that golden pocket retracement, right? We don't know if it's going to be the golden pocket or the 786, but those are the two levels we look at. And I tell you exactly what I'm looking for. So there you go, right? And then, it's predetermined trade setups. I show you what I look for to enter, etc. And it's a really good time. We have a lot of fun in here. If you want a free trial, right? Not a free trial, but if you want to check out what we do in the premium Discord, if you've ever used any of our affiliate exchanges or linked to our affiliate affiliate links to our exchanges, you will get access to the dining room. The dining room is where we spill some of the sauce here. Once a week, we put a premium TA post in here. And if you're already on our affiliate link, it's free to get in here, right? So it's kind of like an endless free trial. We don't kick you out at any point. If you use our affiliate links, you get in here. Just come onto the free Discord, come to Unlock Access in the dining room, and then pick the exchange that you're using, that you clicked our link for. Click on it, enter your user ID, and you'll get access to all these channels. We also have an altcoin alpha channel, a special chat, or a exclusive chat, token metrics channel, where we try to find altcoin gems from token metrics. But this is probably what you'll be most interested in, trying to find those trade setups. So oftentimes you do get the setups. Sometimes it's just general TA, but it's 100% free, and it's endless, right? We don't kick you out at any point. So if you're looking to check that out, go ahead and jump on in there. But there you go. Hopefully that was a quick breakdown of what you were asking. Shout out to Chemistry Bro. Thank you for the super altcoin list. Let's go ahead and jump in here. Place pinned message. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and jump in. Let's see. Premium on OnlyFans is also a circus. Heard it somewhere. Shout out to Nirvana. Should we make an OnlyFans? Oh, God. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. Oh, you're talking about the knife jugglers. Let's go. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum here. So on Ethereum, I mean, I'll be honest with you guys, not too much happens here, right? Like, we're just in the middle of our range. And this is why I always say set traps in the market, right? I don't want to trade this chop, right? Like up, down, up, choppy, gross, stop out, just nasty price action here. This is not what we want to trade. What we want to trade are the high probability areas, right? We have been looking at this key level of resistance for quite some time. Value area high, golden pocket. This is also the same thing as Bitcoin from the high to the low, macro golden pocket, value area high confluence, and a spider line flying through here. This is the level you want to wait for potential shorts, right? Sure, can you take a short here? Yes. Can you take a short here? Yes, absolutely. If you're a scalper, you could totally do that. But for most people, you want to wait for the higher probability setups, because you could see you have to be patient, right? You have to be patient. Like, this was, call it 14 days of just no trading on Ethereum, right? For me personally, I wouldn't be taking trades in this, right? But then finally, you get the move to the upside. And you're like, oh my God, it's moving. And what happens? You come into your short zone, right, or your resistance level, and you wind up putting in, again, it's different on every single trade, but in this case, you had some bearish divergences on the 4-hour time frame, and you even had a swing failure pattern of this wick high right here. Right, you come up, sweep the highs, close your candle down below, you confirm some bearish divergences. That's your short signal, right? Again, it's not like that every single time. There's different confirmations for each trade. But for this case, that would be what would make me enter the short position. You're already at your value area high. Now you're looking for price to get accepted back into the range. Next stop for price to go is going to be the POC. Once you lose that POC, you're expecting your next drop or your journey down towards the value area low, which still does reside below us here, guys, at about $3,000, starting at $3,080, rolling all the way down to about $2,967. So that, again, as long as we remain below this POC, and let me just hide this fib real quick, right? As long as you remain below this POC, I'll even hide the spider line so we don't confuse anybody. Again, value area high, once you get accepted in, POC is the next stop. If you can't hold the POC, you're looking down towards that value area low. So just like this is the key level you want to wait for, and just notice this, guys, right? Like, you get a little drop down, little pop up, little drop down, very noisy. But once you hit this key level with confirmations, boom, that's where the money is. Right? You have to have patience. And this is kind of what brings me into the less trades that I started to take, the more money I started to make, because I took higher quality positions, right? So instead of taking random positions down here and getting stopped out and slowly chewing away my account, I simply have patience, wait for a very, very high probability setup with multiple confirmations at a very key level for, boom, the big money. Right? So right now on Ethereum, we remain below 34.98. That's the level to get above. If we can't get above 34.98, we could potentially wiggle our way down here to about $3,000, right? This is a very confluent level of support. We also have the psychological aspect of $3,000 sitting there as well. Very important level. We'll see if we can get there, right? We also have a daily and weekly down here. A lot of confluence down at this zone. So we'll see what happens. Based off the volume profile, that is kind of where we'd be looking next. But I'm going to leave it at that, right? Because we do have this local range as well, right? We just take a look at this local range. You have this local range that you could trade for scalps, right? So, I'm not going to pull up every single level that we could possibly look at. I can go down to the 1 minute and find a nice range down here. But at the end of the day, right, if I just mark this out as a volume profile, let's just say we don't get the move all the way to our value area low, which is technically possible, right? It's not necessarily the highest probability, but, it is possible, right? So in order to get a move back up maybe towards that POC, which is the doorway to kind of get out of here, right now, you got to drop through this local range. You know, if we get back above this local level here at 3,300, that's where you could maybe see a small move up to the POC at 33.99. Flip that. Look up to the value area high at 34.50. But again, this is kind of like low time frame volatility, right? But for the most part, really what I'd be paying attention to on ETH is just waiting for either to come back up here to these short targets or down here to this big zone of support. Right, money flow on the 4-hour is continuing to the downside, which is not the best look in my opinion. Right, we'd like to see this come up. This could indicate, right, we get that 4-hour money flow crossover. Even if we get a little bounce up, we could potentially be on our way down there. Right, $3,000. Take a look at the daily. Daily, red dot is confirmed. VWAP kind of just hanging out down here. You know, we could look for this. If we're going to get a big move up, the next significant retracement to the upside is probably going to come on that daily green dot if I had to guess. And you do have golden pocket confluence here. Right, so if we're looking for a lower high, locally, this POC golden pocket might be the place to look. Right, so as we're going to put in a lower high, we know it's high probability for that to come in at the golden pocket or the 786 retracement, continue that downtrend, potentially to $3,000. But these are the levels I'd be looking at, guys. You know, and all those other levels are confluent with the main volume profile levels, right? PLC is your next key level of resistance. $3,000 is your key level of support down here. And then your next resistance level above the POC is obviously the value area high. If we break out of the value area high, this is also confluent with a spider line. Yikes. But if we get out of there, you know, 786 is sitting up here at 38.91. But right now, this is like a no trade zone for me on ETH. I'd rather come down here or just wait for the move back up. But if we do come down here, I am probably going to be looking for longs on Ethereum. We'll see what happens. But that's what I'm looking at, right? From a higher time frame perspective, 3-day money flow is fighting to stay in the green here, but nothing really to take away from here, right? We got that red dot printing. 2-day red dot is confirmed, or 3-day red dot confirmed, 2-day red dot confirmed. Yeah, not really too much to take away from the higher time frames. Money flow technically coming out here, but again, money flow in a bull market is a little bit hard to read because it's very likely to fake out into the red and come back into the green. So we'll see what happens. But those are the key levels I'm looking at. I'm not taking action until we come down here or we would come up here personally for me. So there you go. Let's see. Frankie's cooking. Shout out to Mr. B. It's getting hot in here, baby. It's getting hot in here. Take a sip of this Aztecian cactus moss water. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Yo, CVO in the chat. What is going on, CVO? Good to see you in here, bro. Actually, funny, bro. It's funny that you're in here. I was literally right before the stream telling Mrs. Candles that you hit me up the other day. Shout out to CVO. What is going on, bro? Welcome in, bro. Welcome in. Thank you for hanging out, dude. I appreciate you, bro. What do you think's going on, bro? What do you think's gonna happen? Let us know in the chat, man. Good to see you, bro. All right, let's see here. Tony always CVO, it's a running joke. Tony always tries to get his attention, and then Frankie only checks chat 10 minutes later. Shout out to Tony D. It is a little bit brutal trying to get in touch with him. Oh, there he is. Tony shouting out CVO. Let's get it, baby. Smash that like button, guys. We're going for 1,000 likes on tonight's stream. If we get it, we're going to be giving away $100 in Solana, as well as some Cardano. Cardano's getting given away either way. Let's see. Okay. Yo, Don says, dang, I thought my play speed was 1.5. Shout out to Don. No, I am a fast talker, bro. I'm from New York. I'm also drinking Super U, which kind of speeds things up as well. And we're using the glass straw, guys. Shout out to all the turtles out there. And you guys know, there's one thing I like. I like turtles. Yo, shout out to Kaj said I'm going to go back to the beginning of the stream watching 1.5x. Let's go. Wish me luck. Good luck, bro. It's brutal. It's hard. Shout out to JM. So what percent should your TP be? Shout out to JM. I would actually argue that I assume you mean the size of your stop loss, like on the chart. I assume you're saying if you're long here, right, or short here, what percentage should your stop loss be like this? You can set your stop loss like this, but you have to make sure. Like, for me, you have to have a whole risk management strategy, right? So for me personally, I only risk 1 to 2% of my account on any trade. Whether I have my whole account on the trade or I have $1 on the trade, which is much less than 1% of my account, I guess. But regardless of my leverage, regardless of what trade I'm taking, regardless of anything, my stop loss only allows me to lose 1 to 2% of my account, right? So let's say if I wanted to take a short here, right? And let's just say, for example, the only place you can logically set your stop loss is above this high, right? Let's just say, for example, this is a pretty bad stop loss. Like, even if you had a lower target, like, this is a huge stop loss. Now, I could put my stop loss up here, but I just have to adjust my position size that when I get stopped out here, it's still only 1% of my account. So in a situation like this, I'd have to lower my position size like crazy. The tighter the technical stop loss is on the chart, the higher position size I can use, right? So for me personally, I don't set my stop loss. I don't like get on the chart and say, oh, I always set my stop loss to 7% or 1% or 0.5%, right? That's not how I do it. What I do, and what I recommend, right? Not financial advice, but what I tell people is, you want to set your stop loss based off the chart, right? The market doesn't care about your percentage of your stop loss. It doesn't care how much you want to make, how much you want to lose. It literally doesn't know or care about any of that, right? So what I say is you want to set your stop losses based off the chart, right? And the easiest way to do it is to set your stop loss below or above previous highs or below local lows, right? Now, is this the best place to put your stop loss? Not really, because that's where most retail puts their stop losses, which puts you at risk of getting slapped with swing failure patterns. But simply, right, like if I were just going to, for a stop loss here, right, let's say I was just long here. Let's say I entered long here, right, on the 15-minute, and we look at this, right, come on, right, I'm looking to take a long here. I'm not saying this is a good trade. I'm just saying, for example, for the stop loss, right, your stop loss, if I entered right here, like depending on what you're doing, right, your stop loss is either going to go below these lows, which is super tiny, or it's going to go below these lows, right, because if you're going to anticipate a high, higher low, higher high, low, high, higher low, higher high, right? I don't think that's a technical higher high, but let's just pretend this is a higher high, right? You have a low, high, higher low, higher high. If you're anticipating a higher high and a higher low, right, you could say to yourself like, hey, if I put my stop loss below this low, I'm probably going to be safe, right? But regardless of what the stop loss looks like, you want to make sure that you're not risking more than 1 to 2% of your account. I'm going to make a video about this for anybody who's not using risk management. But the answer to your question very simply is you want to set it based off your actual chart, right? For this long position down here in the premium Discord that I was just talking about, based off of the swing failure pattern from this wick right here, right? So on a swing failure pattern, your stop loss is always going to go below the wick, right? So when I see this, I look at this and I say, hey, break down below, closure above, there's your swing failure pattern. Let's say you entered late, you even got in right here. Your stop loss is going to go below this wick low. That's why I love swing failure patterns, because the stop loss is so clear, right? If we break this low, I'm anticipating a continuation to the downside. So that's the invalidation point for a swing failure pattern, in my opinion, right? But I'm not saying like, oh, let me put a 1% stop loss because that's what I want to do, right? It's based off the candles. It's based off the actual price action, right? Because that's what the chart cares about, not the percentage of stop loss. So there you go. There is no percentage. You got to set it. Oh, no, I just spilled my Aztecian cactus moss water, guys. Oh, why does this always happen on Fridays, guys? Why does this always happen on Fridays? This is why I don't use glass straws. Bear with me for 2 seconds. But there you go. I actually have there you go. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob dropping that SFP video. But I also have a stop loss video as well. You guys can check that out. Tony D, if you could find it, it's kind of old. I'm going to be making a new one. But there you go. Yeah. Tony, if you could drop that video, I'd greatly appreciate it. Let me grab some dang napkins, guys. Every Friday we spill something. Every single Friday. Unbelievable. The cash is wet now, guys. Unbelievable. Ridiculous. This is why we got to keep paper towels around, guys. Unbelievable. I'm going to play some music here real quick, guys. See if I can do this in less than 30 seconds. This is bad, guys.
Look what's next for me, Joe. I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Spit shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God.
That'll do. That'll do. Sorry, guys. Absolutely demolished by the Aztecian cactus moss water. Things get crazy on Fridays in the Frankie Candles live stream. But there you go. We start talking about stop losses. I should have had a stop loss on that cup. Stop losses on cups, guys, are sippy cups. But anyway, let's continue on. Rugged by his drink. Shout out to Oculus. Oh, wait, hang on one sec, guys. We got a super chat here. Michael Snelling says, well, I say thank you for the super chat, bro. I appreciate you. He said, can you make an in-depth video on proper use of leverage, how to adjust leverage? Yo, Tony D responded with a link. But thank you for that, Tony. I don't know what video that is. I'm sure it's the right one. But how to adjust leverage while in a trade, how it affects your liquidation when you move up your leverage and remove money off the trade. Shout out to Michael Snelling. Great request. And hopefully the video that Tony dropped was I believe it's the Blowfin tutorial. I think the title is like the only leverage trading tutorial you'll ever need. I go over literally everything you just mentioned. So check that out. think it's the Blowfin video. Go check that out. I go over everything. So there you go. Thank you for the super chat, bro. And hopefully that helps you out. I appreciate you, bro. All right, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. I should make sure I didn't miss any other super chats. Caroline, shout out to Tony D says, clarity required. Darren was talking about you being hard to reach, not me. Oh, okay. Shout out to Tony D. I think I got that. And Tony roasting me with the nerd emoji because he thinks I'm using an inhaler, but I'm not, guys. I swear. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on here, guys. So hopefully, I forgot who asked the question. We got sidetracked and then just absolutely demolished by that spill. But hopefully that helps you out. Yeah, hopefully that helps you out with the stop loss thing. It's not a regular percentage. It depends on every single different trade based off the price action. That's how you want to set your stop losses. But, all right, we took a look at Ethereum. Let's go ahead and jump on into our alt list here, guys. Let's take a look at SUI. We took a look at SUI yesterday, but I think we could take another look at it today. Bada boom, bada bing. The puffer. Shout out to Michael Williams, bro. Unbelievable. All right, let's continue on. Wayne says, Frankie never reads the chat properly. Yeah, usually I actually did make the font a bit bigger today so I can see better. But yeah, I never know I never know what the heck is going on in chat. All right, let's continue on. I'm catching up at 2x crazy fast, Frankie. Shout out to Jedi, bro. Jedi Scarf, dude. That's brutal. That is brutal. Frankie in 2x, 1.5 or 2x speed is like any other normal person in 40x speed. I'll tell you that much. And I do talk like this in real life, guys. This is what you get on camera with Frankie Candles is literally what you get in real life. You could bet your bottom dollar on that. But let's see here. So on SUI, right, we looked at this yesterday. Where were we yesterday? Yesterday was the 9th. Let's see here. I thought today was Thursday, to be honest with you guys. All right, yeah. Wow, so were we... Okay. So, yeah, okay, wow. All right, I didn't think we were going to get up to these levels that quickly, right? Yesterday was the 9th at about 5:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, so we were sitting down here at the value area high. Once we broke out here, the next two key levels were 499 and 515. And here is price sitting at 516. So there you go. Targets acquired. Now, I would be careful around these levels, right? This is just a simple Fibonacci retracement from the high to the low. Golden pocket came in. I don't even think, did we even get a reaction off that? Yeah, just barely, right? Tapped it, little pullback, got back above, and then decided to come into that 786. This is the level to remain above. Stay above this 786. Also have your volume profile above as well. Boom, right? I mean, we got above that value area low 786. I like that, right? At 786 is the level we need to remain above if we want to continue up to that value area high and potentially get the heck out of here. But I'm going to take off these purple boxes because those targets have now been hit. Come on, get out of here. Come on, get out of here. So, yeah, that is what I would be looking at, right? Basically just got above that value area low, went right to the POC, flipped the value area low, tried to go back to the POC. We're just bing-bonging around here between that POC and value area low. Now, money flow, funny enough, is crossing over into the red on the 15-minute. Do we have a 4-hour red dot? Not quite, but we are potentially looking to print one here. So if we get that 4-hour red dot, watch that 15-minute money. Well, it's already in the red, really. That 4-hour red dot, if you get a pullback, is probably going to be. And I'm going to delete this fib because this 786 value area low is very close. So I'm just going to use the invalidation of getting a rejection here from the 786. I'm just going to look at the value area low for that level, so we'll get rid of that. But see this, pull it from the impulse. These would be some local levels I would look at. Let me pull up the daily real quick. Yeah, just a giant green candle on the daily. Whoops. So, yeah, I mean, your goal here would be to stick inside this volume profile. If you lose this volume profile, I would look for the golden pocket sitting at 504. Now, in a bull market, right, or in an aggressive uptrend, these impulsive fib levels, right, like generally where I pull these from is the actual low, right, the swing low to the swing high. But oftentimes in an aggressive pump, if you pull it from the impulse, sometimes you don't go for that full retracement, right? And that local retracement is what you wind up holding before continuing back up. So I would look at those local fibs between about 504 and 50, golden pocket of 504 to 503. 786 sitting at 498. So this would be kind of the first levels I would look at. If we don't hold those, I would just go for the full fib, right, from the low to the high. And then once you lose that 786, you might be able to get accepted back into this range and push down, to some lower prices. But right now, yeah, there you go. That 15-minute money flow starting to push you down here. These are the key levels locally. Value area low 514, POC 521. Value area high is sitting at 527. Lose that, I'm looking to come down to this local golden pocket. Very simply put, right? 15-minute money flow crossing into the red would indicate that you might be looking for a downtrend, right, locally on the 15-minute, right? But let's take a look at the higher time frames. Daily green dot printing with that 90-minute just starting to cross over into the green. These 90-minute money flow crossovers, when paired with a daily green dot, guys, are nothing to scoff at. You look at this one, somewhat close to that daily green dot, but that last 90-minute money flow crossover gave you the big move up, flip of the value area low to support. Now you're looking up towards that POC. You hit it, value area high, and you get the bigger breakout. So right now, you got that daily green dot printing with that money flow crossover into the green. Maybe we can look for that continuation to the upside, as long as this money flow in the 90-minute stays in the green. So that's what I'd be looking at on SUI. Those are all the key levels. And, yeah, I mean, really, you just don't want a harsh rejection from this value area low 786 zone, because that could indicate that you just put in a macro lower high. Does that make sense? Right? Pull from the high to the low, 786. You get stuck underneath this. You come to a higher time frame. It would look something like this. Let me just delete everything for a second, right? When you pull the full fib, this is the area where you would expect a high probability of a lower high, right? You come up, you're looking for the lower high between the golden pocket 786, right? So on a higher time frame, if we start pulling down here, that could be the rejection. That's why I would like to stay above that 786. So there you go. But let's continue on. There is SUI. Let's go ahead and move on to our next altcoin, which is going to be TIA. Oh, God, we got to look at TIA, guys. TIA is getting brutalized right now. Absolutely slapped in the face. Let's see. What does he mean by green dot? What indicator is that on TradingView? Shout out to Farhad. I probably said that wrong. I apologize. But this is Market Cipher B. Shout out to Market Cipher. Yeah, these are the green and red dots. I have tutorials on the channel to show you exactly how to use this, or if you stick around the live streams long enough, you will learn by just hanging out here. We talk about it. I have a very educational style of doing this show, but that green dot, this is Market Cipher B. You can check it out. It is a paid indicator. Keep that in mind. If you want to save, you could use MC Frank 20. I think I got a thing here. MC Frank 20 is my discount code if you want to save some money on it. It is paid, but don't get it twisted. I love this indicator. It absolutely gives you an edge. But if you don't have money to spend on a premium indicator, you can become a profitable trader with free indicators. I don't ever just want to push stuff to sell stuff. Although it does work and I love it, and I rightfully will push this because it's an amazing indicator. But if you're just starting out, you could easily find some free indicators to get started and then move on to buying some premium stuff once you get the hang of stuff. All right, let's see. Frankie, buy yourself a keyboard condom. It saved me many times. I spill all the time. Mickey won't let me have anything glass. Shout out to Michael Snelling. Shout out to the Snellings. Yeah, the only thing glass I have is my straw. Everything else is plastic. There we go. And dang straws, guys. These dang glass straws are too heavy. All right, let's see. All right, let's continue on here and take a look at Tia. Oh, boy. Tia going to zero. Actually, she's going to $1 million, guys. I'm just kidding. So on Tia here, I was actually looking at this with the premium Discord earlier today. We're within our volume profile, guys. This thing got pretty slammed down. I have been accumulating Tia all throughout this range, and then stopped as we were anticipating our push to the upside, where we were targeting the doorway to higher prices, which is our previous value area low, right? This is, we just trade the rotation of value, right? Value area down here, local value area right here, but I pulled this as an overall range. Your value area low sits here. So once you impulse out of this range, you are naturally going to gravitate towards your previous area of balance, where that value area low becomes your key level of resistance and the key level you must get above in order to trade in your previous value area, right? So bing, bong, bing, bong, bing, bong. Once you impulse, these previous value areas act as magnets for price. And we know the value area low is resistance until proven otherwise. We get the pullback. I would have loved to see something like this on Tia, where we just kind of come down, right, of the local fib, and then we just kind of come down, put in a higher low on the golden pocket, and blast out of here. But what happens? We lost the fib retracements, and we came all the way back down to the value area low, which is not ideal, but you're just simply back in your area of balance, right? So we're at the low here. This is the key level to hold. If we can hold this, we're going to be looking for that move up into the POC, flip that POC, look for the move into the value area high, where eventually, hopefully, at some point, if we're ever going to see an alt season this cycle, we can get this thing to come out, flip that value area low, and then send up into the macro golden pocket 786 retracement, sitting right here between, call it 1440 to 1755. Flip that 786, look for the move into these retracement zones, right? $25 being the first target. But that's longer term, right? Right now, locally, come on down to the 1 hour, right? We're simply just ping-ponging around in our range. Value area low sitting here at 433. If we stay above that, 512 is the next stop. It looks like we might be headed up there right now. And it's just simple value area stuff, guys. Like high probability longs at the lows, high probability shorts on deviations, or just pushes into the highs. Every time we come on down to the low, it's a beautiful time to long. Deviation, back into the range, POC value area high. Hit the high, back to the POC. Don't get back to the low. You kind of bing-bong around, but eventually you do make it to the low, back to the POC, back to the high. You deviate above the high. This is an overvalued asset. You hit key support with bearish confirmations, retrace into the value area, lose it, go to the POC, go to the value area low. Back to the POC, back to the low, right? So, I want to be getting I want to be shorting it here. That's for sure, right? We've already gotten a big move to the downside. I can't short this. More likely, I'd be looking for longs here, right? Now, TIA looking very similar to, I think it was Ethereum. Right? Where that 4-hour VWAP or 4-hour momentum wave looks like it might want to do something like that. In which case, could call for a bullish divergence, which could call for a break of the lows here. So, again, as long as we stay above this value area low, we're looking up towards the POC. Once you flip it, you can look up towards the high. But if we crash down here, I'd be looking for a bull div on the 4-hour. I'll give that freebie here on the YouTube channel, right? Put that lower low in, maybe into the daily. We could start looking for bullish divergences. I will see your money flow is coming up here, not too shabby. So, if that money flow stays in the green, that's our best bet to look for a continuation into the POC up into the value area high. But other than that, take a look at the 3-day. We had our 3-day money flow on TIA that was coming up so pretty. It was so nice, guys. It was so pretty. And we just got rejected at the 0 line. So still, this 3-day money flow crossing into the green would be a pretty significantly bullish signal in my opinion. Once we get that, I think that's probably what's going to start the bigger trend to the upside. So that's what I'd be looking at here on TIA. Absolutely brutal. And I've been accumulating this here and was like, oh, my God, I accumulated at the perfect time. And now we're just back down to where I was buying. But I'm not freaking out. I'm not selling my TIA, so don't panic. Not that you shouldn't sell it. Not financial advice. All right, let's take a look at H-bar real quick. Bada-boom. Let's see. Asta Pasta Nirvana. Jesse saying good night to you, so I assume you're out of here, bro. Have a great night. Enjoy your weekend, my friend. Enjoy your weekend. Jonah Plainclothes in the chat. Let's get it. Did we ever figure out Jonah Plainclothes? Are you a plainclothes officer? Let us know. We got DT Jonah in the chat. Let's get it. I'm going to sleep. Oh, yeah, Nirvana. I'm going to sleep. Thanks for the good night story, Frankie. Shout out to Nirvana. Once upon a time, there was a candle. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Try not to dream about candles before you go to sleep. Dream might get weird. But anyway, I bought more TIA. Let's go. Shout out Tony Roaz. Let's get it, baby. Let's get it. Henny, what is up, Henny? He says, what's goody? Welcome in, bro. Welcome in. Okay, let's continue on here. Taking a look at H-bar. Not this H-bar chart. This is I'm going to delete this real quick because that's old. Let's take a look at Mexi H-bar. Where's our H-bar chart? Got another sketchy chart. Oh, no. Let me pull up. Here we go. God, I'm getting trolled here. Har. H-bar. Is it Mexi? Wow. Getting trolled here, guys. We're not looking at H-bar. We don't have an H-bar chart. Sorry. Doesn't exist. All right, we're going to have to make a new H-bar chart here, guys. I don't know what the heck happened. It's not the big get chart. There it is. Okay. I knew it was the Mexi chart. So here we are, right? H-bar, I mean, everything's going sideways, right? Like, it is really funny, man. It's like, listen, like, is H-bar down? No, did H-bar dump 40%? Yes. But in the grand scheme of things, when you're in crypto, guys, right, zoom out. You might look at the 40% correction and be like, oh, my God, I'm down 40%. But you have to understand that you just had an 800% rip to the upside. A 40% pump after an 800% rip is not concerning at all, right? It is healthy, right? It is needed. It is healthy. It is good, right? You don't want it to just go up in a straight line because, that's typically what you see on, like, rug pulls and stuff. So, this is, I see, like, these TikToks and these Instagram reels of people being like, the markets are a bloodbath. I know everybody's altcoins are down, right? Which they are, right? It is down 40%, but from massive new all-time highs. Not massive new all-time highs, but massive, massive highs after a huge rip to the upside, right? Being down 40% after an 800% blast to the upside is totally different than just getting a random 40% dump. So just to put that in perspective, right? It's like I see all these things like, oh my God, altcoin bloodbath. It's like altcoin pullback, right? Altcoin bloodbath is like you could consider this an altcoin bloodbath, right? Like even in like 2024, right? Like this is this is a 77% dump to the side. This is an altcoin bloodbath. But even in the context here, you're basically just going sideways, right? You have to have a long-term outlook when it comes to crypto. If you can't handle a 40% pullback after an 800% gain, you're in the wrong asset class. You are in the wrong asset class. So you got to kind of stomach up for that kind of stuff. But for the most part, I mean, HBAR's doing what it's been doing, right? Our major volume profile here, we're kind of just wiggling between our range low, right? And like I said, I would kind of be sitting here on my hands. I would not be interested in a trade on HBAR until we come back down into this next zone, hit it, bounce, right? So I would wait for the bigger key levels. If we come to the upside, I would look for, shorts, right? Like, granted, if we make our way out here, I think this might be, where we start going again. But, levels are the same. Your key level to get above right now is going to be about 36 cents. If we pull from the high, pull that Fibonacci from the high to the low here, 786 confluence. This is a super key level to get above. Once you get above this 786 value area high, it opens up the doors to get into your next targets. So, if you want to pull some local levels, obviously we are just in some kind of consolidation here. So this is a nice clean volume profile locally. This is tradable, right? Deviate the low, back to the high, deviate the high, back to low, back to the high, back to low. This is clean. So for shorter term entries or shorter term positions, right, you could look for this local range. But for the most part, right, like I would just be looking POC, value area high. Once you break out of here, this is like, again, like I don't want to give too many levels, but like this is definitely like the H-bar's got to crack out of here and hold that 786 for the next big move up. Other than that, until we see that, I'm really looking for shorts. Golden pocket's been tapped about 7 times. So, get above that golden pocket. I'd be looking for shorts at the 786. But once you flip that to support, I'm looking to break these highs, right? If we get back down here, I'd probably be looking for long positions. Lose that golden pocket, you're in for a little bit of a doozy. I don't know if I'm expecting this. I really probably wouldn't expect this at 17 cents. But the 786 is sitting down there, right? But for the most part, this does look, right, more like bullish consolidation than anything. So that's kind of what I would look for. I don't know how long it's going to take to work this stuff out. Again, maybe we get another wick down to the low or something. But at the end of the day, this looks like bullish consolidation to me. So there you go. That's what I'd be looking at on H-bar. Taking a look at Market Cipher here. Same old, right? 3-day money flow, starting to cross over into the green. Once you get that green dot, I will say, 3-day momentum waves looking like you might get something like that. What does it mean? It means that you're probably going to break the high because this would create a bearish divergence. But to get a bearish divergence, you need higher highs on your price action. So I would look for that to come in at about 42.9. So once you get that 3-day green dot, I think that's the next best chance that we have for this thing to yoink out of here into new all-time highs, right? Or close to previous all-time highs, not new all-time highs. So there you go. Shout out to H-bar. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Shout out to Tommy. Says, do you think with all the good economic data, this pullback in crypto and TradFi had now priced in what is presumably no cuts for a few months, or undone the pricing in of 2 to 4 cuts? Shout out to Tommy. I mean, potentially, maybe we'll take a look at the SPY in a minute. But yeah, it's hard to say, right? It's hard to say. One thing I can say about the economic data or just the economic kind of environment that we're in. I know the Fed has walked back that it's going to cut. We were originally going into 2025 with like aggressive rate cuts, right? And we look at this and we're just like, oh my God, 2025 is going to be the rocket ship year of all rocket ship years. And then they walked it back a little bit at the last meeting, right? Now this does not guarantee that we're, and to be honest, number one, it doesn't guarantee that they're not going to cut rates aggressively, right? There's a lot of things. If you watch my 2025 prediction video, I talk about this a little bit. I don't know with them pulling that back or walking that back. I don't know if that necessarily means that we're just not going to get rate cuts or so few rate cuts that we're not going to see a rally, right? Things can change, right? And you have to understand that the Fed sometimes has to hedge their bets. They don't want to make promises they can't keep. This is what I mentioned in that video. One thing is for sure, we need some kind of looser monetary policy to see Bitcoin rip. If we see the monetary policy, if they do stick to that and they don't raise and they don't lower interest rates at an aggressive rate, and we don't have that looser monetary policy environment that we've had in every other single bull market, and the stock market crashes, I am 100% in the camp as a crypto maxi, right? Not a big stock guy anymore. I was never really a huge stock guy, but I am in the camp that Bitcoin is going to follow, right? Like Bitcoin and crypto is a risk-on asset, and without the looser monetary policy, we're likely not going to see them run. And at least through history, we can see that all of the Bitcoin bull runs were followed by this macroeconomic environment, right? And in all of those bull markets, the stock market was rallying alongside Bitcoin, right? And this is what we refer to the 4-year cycle being somewhat of a myth, right? It doesn't mean that the halving doesn't mean anything, but Bitcoin essentially just tracks traditional finance. Go watch that 2025 video. I explain the whole thing. I pull up the SPY on top of Bitcoin, right? It's not my opinion, right? It's just what we see happen based off the data. So there you go. That's kind of my 2 cents there. All right, let's see. Shout out to Tommy, said, sorry, could have worded that better. No problem, bro. Hopefully that answers your question. Hopefully I didn't just go off on a random tangent. But shout out to you, bro. No worries. All right, let's continue on here. Let's take a look at XRP, everybody's favorite. Everybody's favorite. XRP, Army, drop those X's in the chat. Let's get it. So, this is obviously looking very similar to H-bar, right? Very, very similar. This, to me, this is, one of two things, right? It's either, bull penning out here before a nice squeeze to the upside. Maybe you got to fake out to the downside first, right? And this is why I like to look at things in terms of volume profiles, not necessarily trading patterns. But, maybe you got the pen in here. Maybe it squeezes to the upside. The reason I don't love this is because, if you do look at the order flow and you understand, right, you understand that there is a ton of liquidity sitting down below. Sometimes you do get the fake out, and then you rip out of that triangle. So this is why I don't trade these patterns alone. If it was as easy as just spotting these patterns on the chart and entering a long or a short, I would not do any of the other more complicated stuff that I do. But yeah, this looks pretty, it doesn't look bad, right? Like, again, like XRP, like people are like, oh my God, I don't get it. XRP's down 35%. Like, it's really funny. It's like how you know that the retail has come back. Like, you get those text messages, the family, the friends, like, oh my God, dude, XRP's down 35%. Like, I'm down big. It's like, yeah, it's fine, right? Like, you just bought at the top, which is okay, right? Like, everyone does this at some point in their career, right? In crypto, especially if it's your first cycle, don't feel bad if you're buying tops. Like, it's happens to everybody. But, like, this is not bad, right? Look at what this thing did. 500% with a 35% pullback is totally healthy, right? This is like almost bullish, I would say. This is like bullish consolidation. Even if we came all the way down to the 786 here at about $1.59, $1.60, I don't think we're going to come down there. I hope we don't come down there. I wouldn't really necessarily expect it. This actually doesn't look bad. This looks like it wants to break out, to be quite honest. But even if you did get a move down here, like that's still not like, oh my God, bear market, right? You did just ripped 500%, right? So keep that in mind. And if you pull a little bit of your next golden pocket here, you can see your golden pocket, like even it's not bad. It's not bad. But if we come down to a lower time frame, we looked at this yesterday. These are your key levels, higher time frame key levels, right? 786 is the level to get above, 269 in order to see new all-time highs, right? Your all-time high sits at 331. And then once you can get above there, that's new all-time highs, right? And if we're going to break out of this, if this is a pennant, right, we're going to get that big breakout. I don't know how much resistance that all-time high is going to give you. We're already pretty close to it, right? Next target for me is about 528. That's the next major Fibonacci extension target. But that 786 is the key level you must get above in order to see those all-time highs. And that's the last thing in your way before going to $5.28, in my opinion, right? So those, got to drop down here. Not too big of a deal. That's your golden pocket. You lose the golden pocket. You look to come to the 786, and the 786 is in confluence with the value area low, which is pretty nice, right? So longs are acceptable down here, in my opinion, and they're also acceptable down here, in my opinion. Now, if I hide that larger range, and I guess I could hide some of this noise as well, right? Let's pull up that local. I'll just draw it. Right? You could also look at this as somewhat of a local range, right? So you have your macro range, and then you have this local range, value area low, value area high. Get stuck under this POC, you might go to the low again, right? No big deal. At that point, you're still kind of in the context of that bull pennant at that point, right? You're kind of just bing-bonging around. Boom, 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 boom. It's basically just like a symmetrical triangle at that point. And then, closer we get to that apex, could get the final result of that actual breakout or breakdown. But yeah, take a look at the 3-day. Red dot is confirmed. This also looked pretty good the other day when we were getting that 3-day green dot, but we just got stepped on by that red dot. Take a look at the 6-day. 6-day money flow is now crossing over into the green. Not too shabby. Maybe we can get that on the weekly. 6-day money flow crossovers are nothing to mess around with. So we'll see what happens here. We'll see what happens. But you guys have all those key levels. As far as market cipher goes, 5-day, let's look for those higher time frame green dots to hopefully start that bigger move to the upside. Daily green dot printing, 90-minute money flow. I would watch for that money flow crossover. But we do have that daily green dot. This is fresh. I would say if this thing's going to break out, guys, I'll just say this. That 90-minute money flow crossover into the green here might be the thing to start the bigger move to the upside because we now have that green dot printing. So we'll see what happens. Money flow not looking the best, though. Kind of coming out here. But again, bull markets could get a little weird with the money flow. All right, let's see. Shout out to Shockey. Says, if Bitcoin hits new all-time highs, where do you think it will fall to at the end of the cycle? That's a really good question, bro. That's a really good question. And I know the simple answer is it really depends on how high we go. But, for example, if I'm looking at some of my targets, let's say we hit 137K, right? I'm actually going to take off these targets real quick. So let's just say we go to 150K. And if you want to know my top, most bullish Lambo strap on your jet suit top target for Bitcoin, go check out that 2025 video. But let's just say we make it up to 150K, right? Let's say 150K is the top, right? What do we typically see? I would just do historical, and I would just do my TA how I always do it, right? So like for me personally, I would measure from the top of this market, bull market, right, to the bottom of the bear market. That was 84%. Let's take it here. Top of the bull market to the bottom, 78%, right? Top of the bull market to the bottom, 86%, right? So it gets less and less each time, right? You get a little bit, which makes sense, right? Because as the asset matures, the volatility gets a little bit less, right? So, 89, 80, what is this, 83, 86? Yeah, 83, 77, 76, right? So let's say, I don't know, maybe you get like a 73, right? Maybe, maybe even a little less. That would bring you all the way back down to 39K, 40K. Yeah, the big support, is likely, the previous all-time high is always going to be like a big level to look at, right? Like you can see here, 20K was basically the bottom here, right? You draw your previous all-time high, right? You deviate below it slightly, obviously, but that's always going to be your biggest structural support, right? So in that case, and again, it also depends on how high we go, right? If we went to 200, you'd have a lot more. It'd be a lot less likely to come down that low, right? Come on. Give me the dang thing. There we go, right? So let's say we rip up to 150K. Like, let's say we rip up to 200K, right? And then we get, say, a 70% correction. That brings you 65 would give you the all-time high. Maybe get a little deviation down below, 57K. That also brings you into the 7-month consolidation, which is likely going to hold up as strong support if we come up and then back down. So, yeah, I would say, if we go to 200K, I would say between 65 and 70%, 73% maybe, 52K. I would expect it to come in somewhere over here. If we go to 200K, right? If you go to only 150, right, it'd probably wind up being a little deeper, in my opinion, right? Well, price-wise. So there you go. That's my 2 cents. But who knows? Who knows? We'll have to see. 175K sounds reasonable. Shout out to Gene Lee. Well, if you check out my 2025 video, you'll know if I think that's reasonable. Spoiler alert. It's in the cards. It's in the cards. But let's see. Virtual. Let's take a look at that. Because we still going to look at XRP. We're going to get to those giveaways in just a second. 200K. Let's go. Shout out to Lasers. Listen to it. 200K may be in the cards as well. Now, am I waiting and holding all my Bitcoin for 200K? Absolutely not. Not even a chance. I will be selling along the way. I'll tell you what, right? Every cycle, pretty much all you have to do, right? Now, it's not really this simple, but just wait for what everyone's calling for, right? Like, once you get to 150K and people start coming up with new targets, just take those new targets and be like, okay, so I'm going to sell way before that, right? You go to 50K, Bitcoin goes to 50K, everyone's like, oh my God, now we're going to 60K, now everyone wants 100K, and what happens? You top out at 69, we get the big dump. So, just wait for those, like for the, oh my God, this time's different, super cycle, we're going to 500K. I am not expecting 500K this cycle. My general targets, again, if you want more details, check out that video. Thank you, Tyler, for dropping that link. You're the best. My general, like my reasonable expectations here is between $137,000 and $150,000. Let's get there and reassess the situation, right? And hopefully we go to 200K, right? I know I'm as big of a Bitcoin bull as everybody, but I am also somebody who wants to sell on the way up and not hold everything back down to the bottom, which most people are going to do. Most people are going to see 150K come in, and they're going to be like, that happened so fast. Super cycle. We're going to 300K, right? And then once you start hearing people call for that stuff, just know that most people are going to hold for that 200K, right? 300K, whatever that next big goal is, right? They're going to hold. It's going to dip. They're going to go, okay, that's the floor, super cycle. It's going to make a lower high. And then it's going to be like, oh, my God. Okay, maybe I'll just wait for it to pump so I could sell a little bit more. And then they're holding all the way back down to the bottom. I wouldn't expect to come to 25K, but you know what I mean. There we go. Just be careful out there. Everybody, look at your toes. I am not flexible, guys. Why did we look at our toes? Let me know. All right, let's go ahead and continue. Let's take a look at virtual. It's going to the moon, guys. Never coming back down. I'm just kidding. All right, let's take a look at this. This is a newer project, I believe. Let's take a look here. Yeah, I mean, listen. This is going to be hard, right? Because, like, we're basically just in an aggressive uptrend here. But I'll try to find some local levels, right? Because I can't go that high. No information on the 4-day. Daily's got thick money flow in the green. That is nice. That is nice. This thing is, where was this? From September 2024 all the way to now, 18,000%. Absolutely insane. But let's take a look here. I'll pull up some of these key levels. I'll pull up some naked points of controls. Come on up to the monthly. Yeah, those are pretty far away. I'll pull up the weeklies. Let's get it here. Boom. Let's see here. There we go. Weekly naked point of control. Weekly naked point of control. Let's pull up the dailies as well. So you got a daily right hither. Where is it? Daily naked point of control. You got 2 up here. Boom. And then you got 1 right here. I'm not going to label every single one. I will mark this one out, though, because it is close and relevant. There you go. All right, so let's take a look here. All right, so you got a bunch of naked points of controls now. And I will start pulling some volume profiles here. That's one. There's another one. So let's start pulling these, right? So if you get a bigger pullback, you're going to want these contexts into these next balanced areas. Boom. Start labeling these so you guys can get those numbers on the right. There you go. Value area low, POC, value area high. Shout out to Shocky. Thank you for the super chat, bro. He says, thanks for the info. Glad to see you're still streaming with the TA. Love the stream. Shout out to Shocky. Thank you for that, bro. I appreciate you. And we've been here, and we always will be here. Let's get it. Probably the last time you saw me, we were sitting here, and I basically sat here since the last time you saw me. Even when I sign off of the live stream, guys, I am still just sitting at the computer. It's like, what can we look at next? Then I got to do my own personal TA, right? Let me just change these settings real quick. Boom. Okay. So these are the next value areas down below. So I would say, if you continue down, I would actually really enjoy if you can get a move. You're hitting that golden pocket. I would love to come into this little area of confluence you have down here. You got your daily naked point of control, POC, the range, as well as your value area high sitting just above. It's kind of a big zone if you pull it up there. But I would say, we lose that 7/8 golden pocket. I would anticipate the 7/8/6 to come in, right? So that's why I would look at this as the confluent level. So these are the key levels, right? Very, very clearly, right? You come down here, you lose this value area low, could come down to the 7/8/6 POC. Maybe you put a higher low in there and continue up. But if you break down below that daily naked, you can look down towards the value area low, which is sitting at 231. And then, I'm not going to play out the whole thing here, right? But if you continue down, these are definitely the key levels to look at. This would be another key zone. Boom. Value area high, daily naked point of control. This would be another key level here. Whoops. POC weekly naked point of control. So yeah, I mean, these are the key levels down below. This is kind of all I can really do, to be quite honest with you, in this aggressive uptrend. I could just find those support levels. If you do come back up, let's see. Let's pull up the daily real quick. This would be key resistance if you come back up, in my opinion, right? You have a lot of confluence in here. So this would be key resistance if you do come back up. Can't really pull a value area up here. This is kind of just like a wonked out range or a wonked out trend, in my opinion, right? So if you get a retracement, let's take a look at market cipher B here. Now, again, money flow is thick in the green here on the daily. But let's check that 4-hour real quick. Yeah, 4-hour money flow in the red. 8-hour money flow about to cross over into the red. So if you continue that downtrend, again, I would say 786 daily naked point of control between 253 and 270 is likely to get hit. Value area high sitting at 280 obviously has to get hit first. But yeah, if you get that continuation down, these are the key levels I'd be looking at. Push to the upside, major resistance sitting between 387 and 387 and 423. Other than that, it's kind of hard to give like full context here because there's not a lot of information on the higher time frames. But that's what I'd be looking at on the way to the downside. All right, there we go, guys. Let's see. All right. Point of control. Shout out to K Diggity. Let's get it. All right, let's go ahead and I will take a look at. Shout out to Lars, says Bitcoin dominance. We can take a look at Bitcoin dominance. Boom. All right, let's take a look here. All right, so let's bring it all the way back here. As you guys know, a while ago, we were looking at this macro golden pocket as our key level of resistance, and this was a big thing that we were looking at to anticipate our altcoins to rally. We wound up getting the rejection. We wound up getting the altcoins to rally, and then as we pushed back up here, we said, hey, where should we look for our next lower high on Bitcoin dominance? We look between the golden pocket and the 786. We wound up rejecting that golden pocket and getting another move to the downside. So, I mean, listen. If I could give you like a general sense of what's going on here, I mean, we have the green dot on the 4-hour printing. We have the 5-hour green dot, 6-hour, yeah. Let's take a look at the daily. Daily money flows in the red. I'll be honest. There's not much that I could take away from this. I will say this, right? You've come up and tapped your macro golden pocket. You've gotten the drop, and you've put in a lower high. With that, your money flow on the daily is in the red. This typically would indicate that your downtrend is going to continue, right? If that money flow stays in the red here on the daily, I would anticipate that being a lower high, and even if you push back up a little bit, right? Like if you just wind up not being able to get above that level, you could anticipate a continued downtrend. Now, I'm not saying it's going to bring it down to 52%, but that's what you would anticipate, right? You have your high, which rejected a macro golden pocket, a low, and then the lower high that came in on your next golden pocket that you would anticipate that lower high to come in at. So this could potentially, with the money flow being in the red, indicate that there is a downtrend incoming. It's pretty speculative, to be honest with you, but that's what I would be looking at based off the technicals. So we'll have to keep an eye on this. Again, if we did have this as a lower high and things start coming down and we see XRP start to rip, right? XRP looks a little bit pumpy. Sometimes XRP likes to move before a lot of other things. So the fact that XRP looks like it might want to pop and we're seeing the lower high come in here, it could be a good sign. For me personally, as a technical day trader, right, I look at dominance very far and few between, right? Like we waited forever for this level to come up. We've checked in on this a million times. We're just like, we're almost there, and then eventually we got it, and then the altcoins ripped, right? So yeah, this is kind of all I can pull away from here. I'd watch this daily money flow. If it stays in the red, that's our best chance at seeing, XRP rip and the rest of the altcoins start to move. And the fact that we put that lower high in between the golden pocket 786 is pretty nice, right? That would be where we would anticipate the lower high to come in at. Once you start breaking that 786, though, that is not good in my opinion for alt season. So we want to stay below this, right? We want to stay below that. So really the levels are 58.86% all the way up to about 60.03%. Flip that level. That's not great for alt season, in my opinion. So there we go. Shout out to Jay Violet said I'm back. Giveaway time yet. Yes, we're going to get into the giveaways in just a second here. Yeah, we're going to take a look. Let's see. Bada boom. We'll do one more. Tima. Shout out to CJ. Let's take a look at Tima. I forgot about that. I have it written here, though. Let's take a look at Tima. Bada boom. Again, another coin with not a lot of price history, but we could try our best here. I mean, this is looking very similar to Bitcoin, honestly. You know, there is your, let's mark this out, actually. Right? And if I'm just doing this, like, just roughly mark this out, right? So you have your left shoulder, head, right shoulder, right? Somewhat rough there. But just in general here, right? Like, that's what you're looking at for your head and shoulders. How would I draw this? I would probably, your neckline, you slip that neckline. Yikes. Let's see, playing with fire there for sure. You know, I'm not necessarily saying this is guaranteed or, you know, I'd be expecting this. That would be absolute brutality. Another 75% dump to the downside. I don't know if I'd be expecting that. But it is there, right? Head and shoulders. I don't trade these, though, again. But the way I would probably be looking at this more likely, right, is in terms of this volume profile. It's a big range. It's a little bit, you know, yeah, it's a big range, but, I mean, these are really your key levels. We don't have a ton of price action to go off of here. So I would look at this. Value area high, POC, value area low. Let's pull our fib here real quick as well. Don't love it. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't love the fibs, to be honest with you. Let's pull up some NPOCs here. Let's pull up the weekly. See if we have any key weekly naked points of controls. Not really. Not until much lower. Let's take a look at the daily. All right, so you have one daily naked point of control sitting right here. Daily MPOC, and you got one right down here. Okay, so, yeah, I'll be honest, a bit hard, right? There's not a lot of price action to analyze here, but this would kind of be your major range, right? Low, high, deviation, back into the range, rejection, back to the POC, back to the low, back to the high, back to the POC, back to the low. So, you know, as long as you stay above this, right, above this POC, next target would be this daily naked point of control at 0.028595. Flip that to support. You can look up towards the value area high. So this is pretty much what I'd be looking at, to be quite honest. Not a ton of other information we could pull just because of the lack of price action here, right? 4 hour, you have a large bullish divergence into this value area low, as well as a local bullish divergence on the value area low, with your money flow technically trending to the upside. Sometimes that marks a key low, right? So hold above 0.17241. I would be looking for a move up to this daily naked point of control. Once you get above that, I'd look up towards the value area high. And then, obviously, if you lose the POC, look to come down the value area low. But other than that, I don't hate this money flow. I don't hate the divergences at the low. So I'd probably be looking to hold this and potentially come up here for TEMA. So shout out to whoever asked to look at TEMA. All right, let's see. Shout out to Wick589 said, K-Dig, this is a family-friendly channel. K-Dig, what are you saying, bro? What are you saying? But, guys, with all that being said, let's go ahead and get into shout out to Wick589. It's funny because I just mentioned you, bro. Shout out to Wick589. Thank you for gifting those memberships, bro. Let's get it. Taking after Golden. I love it, bro. I love it. Thank you, Wick589. Thank you so much, bro. We appreciate you. And shout out to Flavor Maps, Gix, Mop, Supreme Profits, Alfredo Gonzalez. Shout out to you, bro. And James Walton. Thank you for being here, and welcome, and thank you to Wick for giving you guys those memberships. Said, sorry, I forgot your Christmas present. Shout out to Wick589. Let's go. Giving back to the channel and giving back to the Mafia. I absolutely love it. And speaking, calling me Lil Golden. Shout out to Wick589. Is that your rapper name, Lil Golden? Let's go. Shout out to Wick589. Yeah, taking after Golden. I love it. But, guys, Wick for president, K Diggity. I agree with you, bro. But speaking of giving back, guys, let's go ahead and start giving away some crypto. Let's see. We have not hit a like goal all week, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen today either. We got 500 likes, so far away from 1,000. Smash that like button, guys. You still up to the rest of the stream. You still have to go do the giveaways. If we hit 1,000 likes, we will be giving away $100 in Solana. Let's see. All right, so let's take a look. 501 likes. Like that like button. Let's go. Shout out to Michael Williams. Let's go ahead and start jumping into the giveaways. So get your last minute votes in right now. Click that link, guys, and drop a comment and a like on the video. And I'm going to go ahead and grab that link. Pull up the, I still got to do the, so I got to pull up everything. So you guys got a couple seconds here. Giveaway picker. Here we go. Bada boom, bada bing. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Let's do it, guys. Let's do it. Let's run that. Not include replies. And here we go. You have 7 days to claim your giveaway. Otherwise, it will be rolled over into the next week. 7 days. So until this time next week to claim. Let's see. Says, I see, shout out to Wick589, said, I see you fellas. I see you fellas love every one of you. And in spite of the earthquakes and sweeping forest fires, the near apocalypse, I think it's going to be a good year, at least for at least a couple of us. Shout out to Wick589. Let's go. And guys, don't forget, when you are a trader, speaking, getting to the just talking about trading, not about wildfires. Prayers out to everybody dealing with all that stuff. But listen, guys, here's the thing, right? If this is not a good year for crypto, here's the thing. If you are sitting here, if you're one of these 700 people still sitting here at the end of a TA stream, understand that if that bear market comes in, right, 108K was the top, which, again, I don't think is, right? But let's just say we get hit by that surprise. Just understand that when you're a trader, when you know how to read the charts, it doesn't matter what the asset is. It doesn't matter what the price is. It doesn't matter if it's going up or if it's going down. As long as it is moving, we have opportunities to make money. When it goes down, we make money just like when it goes up. So if we go into another bear market, whether it's, we get some shocker information this year and we go into a bear market, or, which again, I don't fall in that camp, but if it does happen, just understand whenever that bear market does come in, guys, it is just the beginning. The bear markets are just another bull market for us, right? Because we could just short that thing all the way down. I was talking to Mrs. Candle. She was saying my sister, they were talking, and she's like, what if everything crashes? Like, what if everything crashes? Like, are you guys going to be okay? And Mrs. Candle's like, yeah, if it crashes, we gonna get rich off that crash. We're going to short the heck out of that thing. So, yeah, just keep that in mind, guys. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. I need a hat. Shout out to Gen Z. All right, let's go ahead and start giving these away. So here we are. Winner number one. We're going to do the, actually, I think we only have the Cardano giveaways unless we hit 1,000 likes on tonight's stream. So here we go. We got 10 Cardano giveaways to do. Winner number one, who's it going to be? Crypto Degen says, Asta Pasta Boss. I say, hit that free Discord. Go claim your free prize. Go to the Help Center and grab your free Cardano. Thank you for dropping a like and a comment on the video. Shout out to Crypto Degen. Winner number two, Coulter 5150 said, we're going back up. Let's go. Shout out to Coulter. I hope we continue to go back up, and we are. So, yeah. This is the 2025 video. Yeah, so hopefully, we can start hitting some of those bullish targets. But shout out to Coulter. Thank you for being here, bro. Hit that free Discord and get your free prize, your winner number two. Winner number three, who's it going to be? Crypto Riaz says, bing bong to the top. Let's go, baby. Woo! Shout out to Crypto Riaz. Crypto Riaz. I don't know how to say that. Shout out to you, bro. Your winner number three. Hit that free Discord. Get your free Cardano. Let's get it. Winner number four. Who's it going to be? Richard Marine says, thanks for the sauce. We got to be careful with the scammers, guys. But Richard is not a scammer. Shout out to you, bro. Your winner number four. We're sending you a bag of Cardano. You got 7 days. Get in that free Discord. Go to the Help Center and claim your free prize. My biggest fear is that I win a giveaway with a crazy comment. Shout out to Golden Valley. Yo, Golden Valley's just like saying bad stuff in the comments. Shout out to Golden Valley. We'll still give you the giveaway. That's the funny thing. If we ever got like a hate comment, which I'll be honest with you guys, I was much more worried about hate when I started going on the internet. I'm not worried about it, but I thought I thought it came with the territory. I'm like, I'm just going to get crazy hate. We deal with so little hate in this community. Not just in this community, on this channel. It's pretty wild. I say some chit, C-H-I-T. Shout out to Golden Valley. He's just like, F the bull market. Don't channel. It's fun here. Shout out to KB. Well, welcome to the Mafia, bro. Welcome to the Mafia. Make sure you subscribe to the channel because we don't just have fun. We don't just have good vibes. We make money, even when price dumps. But yeah, shout out to, I forgot who was the last winner was, but we got winner number 5. Who are we? KB, did you like the video? We're rooting for you. You're a new CandleMafia member. Hopefully you liked the video. We're rooting for you to win. So winner number 5, who's it going to be? We got Anthony G878. I don't know if that's part of their names or if that's just part of the giveaway thing. You're winner number 5, bro. He says bing bong with the goat and a pasta. Let's go. Shout out to the macaroni lovers out there. Shout out to Anthony. He's definitely a fellow Italian. think most people in New York's name is Anthony, right? It's like Anthony, Mike. Every time I talk to someone in Atlanta and I tell them about my friend Mikey Scumbaccio, it's like they're just like, dude, you are the stereotype of a New Yorker. It's pretty funny. We got Anthony's, we got Michael's, Frankie's. It's crazy. It's crazy. But anyway, shout out to Anthony. Thank you for being here, bro. You're winner number 5. Who is winner number 6? Here we go. Who's going to be Speed Tour? GTA said, stay blessed, Frankie. GTA, you tell me to stay blessed. Thank you very much, bro. But we're also going to keep you blessed with some free Cardano, bro. Hit that free Discord. You're winner number 6. Thank you for being here. That's not your first win, I don't think, either. So shout out to you, bro. Next winner number 7 is going to be JPYO, or JPYO, says fire sauce. Thank you for that, bro. I did put a little bit of paprika in that, or cayenne pepper, I should say. Shout out to JP. Thank you for being here, bro. Hit that free Discord and claim your free prize. Your winner number 7. Winner number 8. No, sorry, winner number 9. 999 forever. Heart Candle. Shout out to you. 999 forever. Are you a fan of silver? I think you are. Shout out to you, bro. You're winner number 9. Thank you for being here. Scooting in at that last minute to grab that free Cardano. Thank you for being here, bro. Hit that free Discord and claim your free prize. Winner number 10. Who's it going to be? Wait, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's the last winner. Shout out to More Life. Said, we're about to blast off. Shout out to More Life. And if we're not about to blast off and everybody's losing their money in crypto, your boy Frankie Candles will be up here just throw in the crypto to keep everybody excited and paid, giving it away here every single Friday on the Frankie Candles live stream. But guys, with all that being said, let me just do a quick little check-in on Bitcoin here. 94.4. Oh, she's still kind of chilling there. But guys, that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. I appreciate every single one of you guys for hanging out till the end. Go ahead and Life is 9. One more. Tyler is counter. Life is 9. I just rug everybody on one more giveaway. Let's pull it back up here. What would we do without Tyler, guys? No one would ever. We wouldn't be able to do this without Tyler. Shout out to Tyler. That just goes to show how bad my tallying skills are, guys, because I have more than 10. I have 11 on my sheet. But anyway, next winner, who's it going to be? Last winner, actual last winner. Trust Crypto says Asta Pasta. I say Asta Cardano. Hit that free Discord, Trust. We're going to give you some free Cardano. Thank you for being here. Thank you for smashing the like button. And with all that being said, that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. Thank you all for sticking around to the end. Smash that like button on your way out, guys. And yeah, have a great weekend. Go touch some grass. And hopefully we get scoot up towards those next targets to the upside. But if not, and we get the dump, you guys know where we're looking for longs next. And maybe we can catch a short on the way down. But with all that being said, guys, I'll see you on Monday. Have a great weekend. That's all I got. See you guys next time. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Look what's next for me, Joe. I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Spin for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I bought
This is me.
like Jerry West.
Every day before the
Coming
stream.
back for what is mine, I can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, so nobody's enemy. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working, I'm up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
The Aztec and Cactus Moss water went all over the floor. Sorry. Yeah, that's my bad. She's so mad. Can I get a hand sniff, Mrs. Candles? They want the hand sniff. The Mafia wants the hand sniff. Oh, God. Guys, I don't know if she's going to let me sniff her hand anymore. She's pissed. Now she got to clean the money up off the floor. And the Aztec King Cactus Moss Water. I'm sorry, Mrs. Candles. I love you. Guys, I got to go deal. I might be sleeping on the couch tonight. But anyway, I'll see you guys next week. Have a great weekend. Hasta pasta. Be safe out there. I love each and every single one of you. That's all I got. Frank Candles out. Bing bong.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command, like, yeah, you about to see me on demand, like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah, maxed out, put the